And all this thing is happening. The news media that went there to report, all of them ran back because of the Fulanis. They kidnap people, they take people there, they keep people there. The government knows that the Fulani herdsmen are in Amufu, all these issues on local government. They know what they are doing in the bush there. They don't want to talk. There was a report from Sahara Reporters and other organizations that went for the findings and discover that armed herdsmen attacks has displaced over 7,000 persons, forced over 1,000 children out of school in Enugu communities. Okay, the civil society coalition were the ones that were able to gather this figure and the communities from which all these things happened. Now, before now, especially during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, Buhari regime, I used to hear about out-of-school children from the northern part of the country because of the Amajiris, people who don't have father, who don't have mother, they don't even know where they came from. Okay, I thought that was the reason of the outnumbered out-of-school children in the northern part of the country. Now, I think there is a new meaning of out-of-school children. For over 1,000 children to be out of school in Enugu, it means that there is something more than Amajiris that has to do with out-of-school children. Now, I made a report about 5 days ago. If you have been following me, you will know what I'm talking about. I reported that IDP CAMP will soon be in Enugu State. I did not say it because I wish it to be there. I'm not saying it because I want it to be there. No, never. I am saying it because of the connective, intelligence report of what has happened and what is about to happen. Okay, now just imagine that herdsmen attacks has displaced 7,000 people from Enugu autonomous communities. 7,000, your community where you came from, is it up to 7,000 persons in it? 7,000 persons displaced has formed almost 3 IDPs. Okay, maybe these people will find shelter because Igbos used to build houses in villages. They can go to neighboring village or neighboring town, they will find people who will shelter them. Because if you go to all the whole villages, Igbos build mansions, build houses. So imagine if there is no shelter for these 7,000 people, of which I don't know if there is shelter for them. They will go to IDPs. Do you see where what I said before is coming from? And all this thing is happening. The news media that went there to report, all of them ran back because of the Fulanis. They kidnap people, they take people there, they keep people there. The government knows that the Fulani herdsmen are in Amufu, all these issues on local government. They know what they are doing in the bush there. They don't want to talk. And maybe after 2 years, after they must have achieved their aim, maybe they move to another location, you will see scores, dead bodies there. Some persons will still come to tell you that it is ESN and biafra dictators. This is what we are seeing, and we must continue to say it. Now, let us go into the report from Sahara Reporters to know what actually happened. And where are the 7,000 displaced persons coming from? Where are they now? The out-of-school children, what is the hope for them? Stay with me. Now, the report says that armed herdsmen attack displaced 7,000, forced over 1,000 children out of school in Enugu communities, civil society coalition. And this is the details of the article. It reads, over 1,000 children have been forced out of school due to the ongoing crisis in Abo Isianda and Ihenyi communities in Eha Amufu issues on local government area of Enugu State, Nigeria, according to a coalition of civil society organization. The coalition comprising the South Saharan Social Development Organization and the Justice Development and Peace Commission stated that the crisis began in 2022 and has displaced at least 7,000 residents, resulting in the loss of lives, business, and properties. Stay with me. You will understand what led to this crisis of Fulani terrorists killing the community, chasing them away from their ancestral land. Okay? Now, speaking to a joint press conference in Enugu, the coalition attributed the displacement to repeated attacks by armed herdsmen attempting to graze in the area. This is also the same reason why Enugu community Benue communities, a lot of them are deserted. A lot of them, nobody's in the community. Everybody has been, chased out of their ancestral land. The same thing they have brought to Enugu. Sahara reporters recently reported that women from the 7 autonomous communities in Amufu staged a protest after a final year student was killed and a woman was raped while returning from the farm. You saw the protest last week, right? Where the whole women gathered and they were protesting. And after their protest, one useless local government chairman went to Arise News to tell them that there was no attack. I challenged the local government chairman, the governor Mba, go there. You see, the issue of insecurity is not a propaganda thing, because you see it reality. The issue of insecurity is not what you can come out to say, hey, the economy is growing or the economy is not growing. That one could be debated. You don't debate the issue of insecurity. You don't debate it. Why? It is affecting people directly. So there is no time for you to lie about the issue of insecurity. You go there. Go there. If you have the guts, go to that community if they will not kill you. So this is the issue of lying, the issue of trustworthy that the politicians don't have because of peanuts and so on and so forth. They forget that we are still going to live this morning. We are going to live this morning and die. We came to life, we brought nothing, and we are still going to go without nothing. But people don't think about those things. Now, the article continues that the coalition condemned the escalating attacks, which they said have claimed hundreds of lives and devastating business and property. They revealed that over 1,064 children remain out of school, while only 456 have managed to return since the crisis began. 1,064 children out of school. What is the Enugu government doing about that? I don't really know. The director of this organization, JDPC Enugu, Reverend Father Donatus Onuigbo, stated that the situation in 2 communities and other surrounding communities is not just a tragedy, but an ongoing humanitarian crisis that has left countless families broken and displaced. Okay? The Reverend Father, who is the head of this non-governmental organization, is the one talking now, okay? Onuigbo, that is the Reverend Father, added that many have left their farms and businesses. He said, now here is his exact words. These communities have endured brutal attacks and have spiraled into violent confrontations. Herder'Smen and their collaborators have wreaked havoc, driven communities from their homes, and upended the lives of those who once thrived there. Now, there is a word I want you to mark there. Herder'Smen and their collaborators. The word collaborators, you know what it means? Who are those who are colluding with them? That will also lead us to what T.Y. Danjuma said, that the government are colluding, the military, the police are colluding with the Herder'Smen to commit ethnic cleansing against the people. That was Army head, the allegation on them. And that is what is happening. Now, what makes the crisis, the father continued, what makes the crisis even more disturbing is the disproportionate impact it has had on women and children. They bear the brunt of this violence in the most horrible way, including facing hunger, diseases, and physical assault. Some women have suffered brutal sexual violence, and children who should be in school are now left traumatized, displaced, and deprived of an education. The attack on farmlands has also left communities without a means of survival, and the economic fallout from the destruction of crops and businesses continue to deepen the crisis. And there is no sign that this suffering will end unless immediate and decisive action is taken. Mark the word, there is no exit strategy for this killing. I used to tell you people time with that number in my videos. I said, there is no exit strategy. What is the exit strategy to all this killing? Exit strategy means that, there is a solution coming. There is a planned solution to end this. No exit strategy unless a decisive action is being taken. Who will take it? Is it the people who are colluding with them will come and take a decisive action? No, let's continue. Onuigbo, who was flanked by members of the communities, stated that despite the deployment of security forces intermittently in the area, the attack has become a yearly occurrence. So, deploying the security agencies has nothing to do with security in Nigeria. After all, they will capture soldiers, they will behead them, they see what has been happening in Nigeria. We cannot stand by and allow this crisis to continue without action. We therefore call on the state government, under the leadership of Peter Ndubuisemba, to take immediate and concrete steps to address the suffering of the people of Abo, Isianda, and Ihenyi communities and other communities affected by this conflict without delay, he said. He also called on the state government to provide immediate humanitarian relief for the affected communities, which should include cash for food, clothing, survival kits, and medical supplies. Are people supposed to be telling government all these things? No, because you people don't have a nation, you don't have a government. Onigbo urged the government to take decisive action by identifying, arresting, and prosecuting those responsible for the attacks in the region. He also called for the restoration of normalcy, including facilitating the return of children to school and rebuilding the lives of farmers and business owners who have suffered devastating losses. Sahara reporters learned that at least 42 farm settlements across 4 autonomous communities in Amufu have been overrun by marauding herdsmen, leaving residents displaced and forced to seek refuge in neighboring areas. This is the end of the article. This is so disheartening. There is no one that will think deeply about what is going on that will not be furious. The crime these people committed is that they were born and brought up from this place called Nigeria. That is their crime. There is nothing else. Their crime is just because they are Nigerians. It's so unfortunate. And nobody is talking about this. If you hope on the government and the security agencies, T.Y. Danjuma said, you all will die one after the other. For me, the exit strategy is just for 2 things. It's either the separation of Nigeria or complete autonomous regional government. Complete autonomous. Every region control your security. Get your soldier, get your police. Control your resources. Get your airport, get your seaport, get your everything. Everybody on your own. Maybe we'll have ceremonial central government. If not, total separation is just the solution to all these things that has been going on. Tell me, why is it that government don't talk when all these things are going on? That is what pains me most. It's not even the attack. What are the government agencies? What are they doing? Sometimes they don't talk. They don't even reason if there is anything going on because they have security details around them. This is so unfortunate.
Development, a video where the former agitator openly displayed sophisticated firearms with underlying threats went viral. And now the Human Rights Association of Nigeria, Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria wants the former militant leader arrested for unlawful possession of assault rifles and threat to lives of the people from a section of the country. In a statement signed by the coordinator of the association, Emmanuel Omubiko, the association gave the federal government 72 hours to arrest Mr. Dokubo, or they will mobilize for a nationwide protest. In urging the Department of State Services to apprehend the former militant, the group alleged that Asari Dokubo may be linked to the unknown gunmen that have been wreaking havoc in the eastern part of the country. The association concluded by saying that the illegality must not be allowed to continue whilst the security agencies pretend not to know or willfully not take action. To discuss this further, we are now being joined by security analyst Chidi Omeje. Mr. Chidi Omeje, thank you very much for giving us your time. Let's begin with your thoughts on Asari Dokubo's comments and then the call for his arrest over allegation of possession of firearms.
Thank you for having me. I saw the video clip the man shared, where he was brandishing assault rifle weapon, military grade weapon, and making threats to threat on the particular ethnic group, the Igbos. This is not the first time the man has done this. We have seen videos of him, going on parade with military grade weapons and with his followers, all manner of assault rifles. Let me tell you something about this law, law on weapons. As far back as May 22nd, 2019, President Buhari, signed an executive order to remove, revoke, and banish all firearms certificates and licenses throughout Nigeria. So right now, as we know it, legally, the only person that can give license for anyone to own military-grade weapons in Nigeria is the Commander-in-Chief, the President. So, that is in accordance with the Firearms Act, Section 33, which empowers the President to grant licenses for military-grade weapons. So, seeing a non-state actor brandishing military-grade weapons, making threats against ethnic nation, to me, is gone beyond, play. And I think that the government must rein in on this character, this, violent merchant, that he does not, he cannot be lawless. And if he's not, and I agree with the group that if the government are not prepared.
What a wonderful question, the anchor of this good platform. First and foremost, I want to say, someone has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojogun fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, nnamdikanu did it via his own dimension. So ECPA is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samonekpa should be discredited, the likes of Herder'Smen and that of the southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samonekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samonekpa and nnamdikanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world, in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other, nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samonekpa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible. And when the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also to the government, to the Nigerian government, be worried about it. Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samonekpa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? Say a particular tribe or a major tribe to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. I mean, dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government parastatals in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. But eventually, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we now know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Angwabula I said, he said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country, and we know it. We know it. I know it too. And that normal man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If a Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that Ojukwu foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this biafra struggle. And now, gradually, it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now, there are some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria, just because they feel their brother is still in president. Man, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Oduduwa Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I am very certain of. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are forming alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did, or else it made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence. And then we have also the likes of Angulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Order Forum. He said post that election that the Northern Order Forum supported Tinubu, but come 2027, Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now if the average Northern person is not giving the vote, now where will they get the vote? It should come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have been tagged the Igbos for. Now they will be the mastermind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will stop. And that's the slogan that will continue to trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country. And then the Igbo man now will not take them, tag them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious. There are claims that the Igbo man is not serious, but I can bet you when the system will not catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.